full time here at the Riverside Stadium. Middlesbrough have drawn 1-1 with Sunderland in the Teeswear derby. Is it a proper derby? Well, probably get very different answers depending on which end of the ground you're at today. But it felt like a derby for long periods. There was a lot of animosity in the crowd, a lot of bite on the pitch as well. Middlesbrough were the better team, I thought, for long periods. They set the tone in the first half. We got a lot of joy out of getting in between the Sunderland centre-backs. Sam Greenwood was excellent at that and caused problems, and Sunderland's openness at the back looked like it was going to cost them, obviously. Late goal from Nazali Ruzin, the substitute, which on the balance of play was probably undeserved. However, I would say that Jack Clarke wasn't a player who dominated the game. He's by any means, he wasn't a player who was on top of Middlesbrough throughout the game and a constant threat, but he made an impact every time he had the ball. He was part of he linked up well with Joe Bellingham for Sunderland's best chance in the first half. Abdullah Bar had a shot cleared off the line by Rav van der Berg, and then he set up Ruzin's goal, and then got to the byline twice late on, flashed the ball across the goal twice, but no Sunderland player was there, so there was a chance for Sunderland to win it. It all really stemmed from how good Jack Clarke was. You can really see why a number of Premier League clubs, West Ham included, have been after him, and why he was so highly rated when he was at Leeds and went to Tottenham initially. And Sunderland have got a really good player in him, and a player who will be crucial to them towards the end of the season if they are going to mount a playoff challenge. This was a game that I think both teams will eventually come away from thinking that they're disappointed with the result from. Sunderland because they would have gone sixth with a win. Middlesbrough because they should have probably won it on the balance of play. Marcus Forster's goal was absolutely superb, by the way. Brilliant play from Greenwood to have the shot, and he controlled it fantastically, swiveled and hit it on the volley right into the bottom corner past Anthony Patterson. That was kind of the story of the first half. Two teams that were going for the game, going for the win, but didn't have the quality to make it count. In the second half, Middlesbrough found a bit more quality. I thought Sam Greenwood was superb, as I mentioned. Hayden Hackney is, a bit like Jack Clarke. You can see why Hayden Hackney is so highly rated, and so many Premier League clubs are keen to take him. Johnny Howson set the tone, and I think that's why Middlesbrough was so dominant in the midfield. Johnny Howson really didn't let anything through. Joe Bellingham didn't really have much of an impact on the game beyond that little jinky run in combination with Clarke for Bar's chance. So yeah, this is a game that I think both teams will feel like there's a sense of misery and a sense of disappointment in, for very different reasons. I think Middlesbrough probably deserved the victory overall. Having said that, Sunderland towards the end, it really did feel like they were in the driving seat, and they had opportunities to win it because of Jack Clarke. If he stays fit, then Sunderland are going to really have a good say in this playoff race. But Middlesbrough are not out of it either, and I think they've got a lot of quality. They're missing Emmanuel Latelaf, and they've sold Morgan Rogers to Aston Villa without a replacement. Superb business on the face of it. £8 million from a £1 million player that they bought from Manchester City in the summer, with possibly rising to 15 million as well. There were spells in that first half where you would imagine that Rogers would have unlocked the door for them earlier, and maybe they would be winning the game if they had him on the team sheet today. It's a blow that he's gone in that sense of pushing towards the playoffs, but I do think Middlesbrough have shown a lot of quality in this game and a lot of reasons to be cheerful. Where do both teams go from here? Well, Middlesbrough have a home game against Bristol City next week, and Sunderland, well, I think if they can keep finding Jack Clarke and get him more involved in games earlier on in the proceedings, and Joe Bellingham can have more of a say. They've got two very good players who can create things out of nothing, and who knows, but there's a lot of quality in this league chasing the playoffs. Not really too many great strikers, and I think that kind of showed today that neither team really had a player to put the ball in the back of the net earlier. Sam Greenwood could have made it 2-0 earlier in the second half before Ruzin's equaliser, and I guess these are the types of things that really do pay in the end. But it was a really good game. I thought Middlesbrough and Sunderland both went for it. As I say, it did have a derby feel to it, which is obviously a big hot debate. Obviously, I think Sunderland fans will say it's not a derby because they have Newcastle to focus on. It felt like there was something more than just the points riding on this game today, and it was a really big match for both sides. Do I see either of these two in the playoffs? potentially, but you look at someone like Hull City yesterday, who got a win. Liam Rossini's doing a great job there. It's going to be very difficult. It's very crowded, as it usually is. Chase for the playoffs. This result by no means puts either of them out of it, but it's a missed opportunity, I think, specifically for Sunderland. Though at the moment it probably feels like a better result for them because they were so out of it earlier on in the half. I felt like Middlesbrough were the only team that were going to win it after, just before the goal actually. Luke Ayling had a chance which he fired just over the bar, and then Anthony Patterson was put under pressure by Force and Greenwood, and it really felt like at that point the goal was coming, and that was when Middlesbrough struck. And then Greenwood has that chance as well. There's only one winner at that point. Middlesbrough sort of succumbed to a bit of it was an innocuous counter-attack that sort of sprung into life by Jack Clark's pass to Rusin, and then Tom Glover shouldn't really be letting that in from where he is. It's quite an innocuous shot, and Glover lets it go through his hands. So flat end to the game for Middlesbrough, great end to the game for Sunderland, but over the bounce play, I think Middlesbrough will be disappointed they didn't get over the line for the 3 points. Different ground for me today, different game for me this week. I really enjoyed it. I know a lot of my audience will probably not be particularly interested, but really great game to be to see and to watch. One last swing and look at the pitch before we go, and then thank you very much for joining me. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.